of the spring statements.
This is a total swindle. The Chancellor is giving with one hand and taking back with the other. We're facing, according to the Office of Budget Responsibility, a cost of living crisis the worst for over 50 years, inflation at the highest for over 40 years. People are drowning in bills, energy bills, heating bills, motorist bills, food bills. They needed a lifeboat from the Chancellor, and they've got nothing. He's done nothing for the cost of living, nothing for eye-watering inflation, and he did nothing for schools and hospitals who are going to see their budgets cut in real terms by this incredibly high inflation.
70% of households will be seeing less paid on national insurance. That's a tax cut for the bottom 70% of income earners. Is that not something to go towards the undoubtedly high cost of living crisis?
Well, first of all, that's a spin, not the reality. The reality is we've seen that the average household by the end of this Parliament is going to be, including today's tax measures, will be over £1,500 a year worse off. That's a tax rise, a huge tax hike when people are struggling with their bills just to make ends meet. And let's remember, at the same time, the Chancellor is freezing personal income tax allowances. That's bringing lots of low paid into income tax, and is a big tax rise for many people. You know, energy bills are going to go up by probably another £1,000 in the autumn, or more than that. This is a tiny measure. The Chancellor is living on a different planet. This is a swindle. It's not what people need.
Now, of course, you were in the Cabinet when a lot of decisions were made about levies being applied to people's fuel bills. Do you feel that to some extent the cost of fuel is being impacted by some of these green levies and taxes placed upon people's bills?
Far from it. The green measures that Liberal Democrats put in place, the renewables, are actually saving the economy and families money. If it wasn't for the renewables, we'd actually see higher prices of electricity and higher prices of heating. That is the truth. Indeed, the renewable wind farms that we brought in are now actually paying money back. The problem is the cost of gas is so sky high for a whole set of reasons. That's really crippling people with their heating bills, and that's why we're so cross with the Chancellor for not doing more. If he'd taken the Liberal Democrat advice, he'd have done two things. He'd have had a windfall tax on the oil and gas companies to get more money in so he could afford to do more, and he would have cut VAT by 2.5%. That would be an £18 billion measure. It would have cut the headline rate of inflation. It would have helped small businesses in our high streets. And above all, it would have delivered a £600 a year tax cut to the average family. That's what Liberal Democrats think should have happened. Big tax cuts for everybody, because this is a real crisis we're facing.